Heyo people, here we go with a new breakdown. We're gonna talk about a lot of interesting things that will concern shotguns, the most dangerous weapon in the game, at least on Blackout PC. Indeed, it's not a secret that the meta is different on the various platforms. On PC, for example, the mug is a nightmare. No, it's the nightmare of the entire community, and what really drives me up the wall is that no one in Reddit, on Facebook, on YouTube, and of course in-game as well, knows why this kind of weapon is that dangerous. And you're gonna discover something, some secrets about our shotguns that I bet you didn't expect. So let's get started. You might have noticed that by aiming downside with a shotgun, you reduce the spread radius of the gauges, so that you can hit your enemy's hitbox with more bullets, and you may also think that by hitting your target with more bullets it would increase the damage dealt. It is actually true, your damage does increase depending on the number of gauges successfully landed, but how convenient it is to look for the perfect shot, I'll tell you right now. If you have a MOG, you don't need to bother because the MOG itself deals a base damage that is extremely high, plus an extra 2 points of damage for each bullet that actually hits a target. I'd also like to point out that the MOG shoots 8 bullets per shot. Yeah, only 2 extra points of damage for each of its gauges successfully landed. We can't say the same for the SG-12 since the base damage is definitely lower, but this weapon you end up to drastically boost your damage output depending on the number of gauges that actually hit the target. In fact, each of his bullets will deal an extra 12 damage, which is pretty much a lot, considering that the SG shoots 6 bullets among the spread radius. So, given this information, we now know that with the SG would be great to get a laser sight attached on it, in order to reduce the spread radius, but with the MOG there's no need to aim down sight attempting to hit multiple gauges. The damage boost will be pretty much pointless. We haven't been talking yet about what's the base damage of both the weapons and how it is actually calculated. We'll get to it real soon, but first we'll analyze another factor, the headshot multiplier. Normally, with any kind of assault rifle, sniper rifle, SMG or other weapons, the headshots result to deal more damage based on a multiplier that is depending on which kind of weapon you're actually using. The shotguns though, they took this parameter apart as the damage doesn't get boosted at all in case of headshot. So, at the end of the day, we can say the headshot multiplier for the MOG and the SG-12 is 0%. Either for the base damage and the gauges damage. It's always 0%. But don't say that. Aiming for an headshot is still convenient, because since most of your targets will wear a level 1 or level 2 armor, you may want to ignore the damage mitigation and go for those uncovered parts of the body that are not protected by any armor. So, basically only the head, since we have been discussing this information on the sniper breakdown and stated out that the arms, legs and hands are protected by armor. Now, with all of this information we can finally talk about the MOG's and SG's base damage, and the way it's actually calculated. It's really simple. The distance between you and the target is the only thing that increases or decreases the base damage output. The difference between the two shotguns is that the MOG tends to keep a high base damage within the first 10-15 meters. Past this distance, it decreases a lot, meter by meter. But the SG instead keeps a linear scaling, so that the damage at 10 meters will tend to be significantly lower compared to 1 meter, but at least after 15 meters the damage doesn't drop that much, but it results to be constantly proportional to the distance. Both these shotguns share the same amount of damage dealt from a maximum distance that should be 40 meters, and it is 24 points of damage. We can't say the same when it comes to the maximum damage on a single shot, which is 151 for the MOG or 132 for the SG, but please consider that these numbers are based on shots whereas all the bullets landed together, so in reality the base damage for each one of them on a 1 meter distance would be 135 for the MOG and 40 for the SG, but since the shots gets registered only when at least one of the gauges hits the target, you'll never deal only the base damage, but it will always get boosted by at least one of the gauges damage. Well, at this point I think we have been covering everything about shotguns, about the MOG, about the SG. Which one of them is the more convenient? Definitely the MOG, because you don't need to bother about how many bullets actually hit the target, and your damage is just based on hitting the target. It's not based on aiming and looking for the perfect shot. You just need to click once, even on hipfire, and you will be absolutely breaking everyone. I don't know if it is the same on PS, it should be. I mean, the numbers on PS and Xbox should be the same, but I think that for reasons of gameplay, I mean, you have a joypad in your hands, it's not really possible. However, on PC, this, for now, will keep being the most broken weapon in the entire game. I hope they will base both the weapons only on the numbers of bullets that actually hit the target, because this is the only way they see to actually balance the shotguns. However, thanks for watching, guys. Leave a subscribe and like the video if you actually enjoyed it and you found it useful, and spread the information. Thank you, boys.